Hey, it's BeMo here. Just a quick story to, I think, introduce myself. So I used to be a minority partner in this community-centric space called the Small Wooden Box. You can see the images right here. The reason why we called it a community-centric space is because we believed in the strategy that we could sustain the space through building communities rather than sustaining the space by recruiting clientele and then overcharging them and seeking profit. So as an example, one of our community members said to us, I want to throw a rock show, which is something that was completely different from his usual performance. And instead of risking larger venue spaces for something that was different for his demographic, he came to the Small Wooden Box. So from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., he had his demographic come through with the leather jackets, the faux hawks, the mascara, you know, the stereotypical 80s rock attire. But something interesting happened. Something interesting happened around midnight. A gentleman wanders in, and he looks a little different. He has an aesthetic that I recognize. It's a bright white tank top, 50 Cent style, tattoos from the earlobes all the way down to the fingertips, dark blue Dickies, bright white socks, a pair of 997s, no shoelaces because he's wearing the shoelaces around his neck, right under his free-formed locks. And so people are walking up to me after he's there for the party and they're saying, hey, who's this man? Is this your man's? Who's your guy? Almost like they want me to put him out. And as I'm acting as event security and event curator and also just a very black fella, I couldn't find it in my W.E.B. Du Bois black soul to put this black man out. So finally, when the last guest asked me, hey, who is this dude? I say to him, you know this guy just got out of prison, right? And so I had a revelation that night. The reason why the people at the party were uncomfortable with the gentleman who wandered in, it wasn't because he was drinking too much. It wasn't because he was doing drugs or harassing the women or picking fights with the guys. It's because his movements were just too exaggerated, too elongated, too strong, too different from what was actually happening at this rock concert. And so to answer the question of what it would mean to be selected as a Black Justice Fellow, I think about this gentleman as an example. What I've come to understand is that the movements of newly liberated people seem strange to those who have had the privilege of freedom for an extended amount of time. Being a Black Justice Fellow means that our solution at BeMo, the solution of providing space and giving sovereignty as a response to social injustice, is credible. It is valid. And at the same time, being a Black Justice Fellow means we would also have the resources to continue community-centric spaces like the Small Wooden Box. Now, we've lost the Small Wooden Box due to forces of gentrification. So the Black Justice Fund would help refund the effort to bring those situations back to life. Again, I'm Bryant BeMo Brown, and I am really hoping to be your Black Justice Fellow. I'll see you in some space very soon.